Alright, what's up guys? It's Jeffrey back with another video, and this is a weekly technicals video for the week of April 8th. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I do post daily videos that include my analysis and also teaching videos. So let's go ahead and get straight into the charts. And before starting, I always like to check Forex Factory to see what upcoming news releases we have for the week. So I'm basically going to go through the whole process of what I do on the weekend with you guys. So Monday we don't really have anything. Again, I don't really trade Mondays too much. I typically look to trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and sometimes Friday, depending on if the move looks like it has a little bit more room to go. The only thing we really have for Monday is some Canadian dollar news, BOC Business Outlook survey. So we'll be looking at the charts then. If I see anything, I'll send it in the Telegram chat. And real quick, if you're not part of the Telegram chat, you can click the link in my description, and basically I send out my trade alerts and just like little educational tips through the Telegram chat on a daily basis throughout the week. So Tuesday we have dollar index news. We got a high impact and a medium impact, along with Canadian dollar medium impact building permits. So we might have a good opportunity to get on board USD CAD short because that is what I'm looking at for the week. So this could be a potential opportunity there. For cable, 1:30 a.m. So potential London opportunity with this. I didn't even realize that we had FOMC this week. Okay, so we have FOMC Wednesday, so that could mean that we get a little bit of weird price action again this week. Okay, well, I didn't expect that, but not a big deal. We'll still see what we get. So since we do have so much dollar index news coming out on Wednesday, this is probably going to be the most volatile day. I don't ever trade FOMC, but if I can basically get in a position before FOMC and it looks like, FOMC is going to continue in the intended direction based off the technicals, then I'll stay in the position, but I'll reduce my risk or either move my stop loss like in profit or something. So we'll see what we get for dollar CAD on Tuesday, but with FOMC on Wednesday, we still have to be cautious. And then Thursday, we could have a potential euro dollar setup, and we've got late news and cable. So yeah, we'll see what we get. I think Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be the best days. Again, I'm not going to be looking to trade, at the time of FOMC, but hopefully get something in the market before FOMC, and maybe we can capitalize on the movement we get with FOMC, which would be pretty cool. Because FOMC tends to move a lot of pips, and if we can be on board beforehand and it continues moving, in the intended direction, then that's good for us. We could basically bank like, 100 or so pips in a day. Alright, so looking at the dollar index on a monthly time frame, we finally made another high. Okay, so if you're looking at this market, we were bullish, right? This whole uptrend here, we were basically forming higher lows and higher highs, right? Well, once we broke here, that was basically a break in market structure on the monthly time frame, and then we pushed up, retested that break in market structure, which was this this down candle here, and then we sold off again. So if you look, right here was February's monthly candle, and then we have March's monthly candle here. Well, March basically traded above February's candle, formed a potential swing high right here, a monthly swing high, and then it's traded lower since. So I'm expecting further weakness on the dollar index for the whole month of April, right? So basically this low here is going to be a good target. Let's see, it's 88.25. So have these levels on your chart as we're marking them up, because I'm basically marking all this up with you. So 88.25, that's a potential, next level to the downside that I'm looking for. And again, we're on a monthly time frame, so this is what I'm expecting to basically unfold over the month of April, right? I don't want to see this high broken, so I don't want to see them come back above this high. If they do that, then we're more than likely going to have to switch our bias and look for longs instead of shorts. As long as this high holds, though, expect them to trade below here. Okay? So we're basically going to be looking for a move below here. Now, if you, for some reason, can't get on board for this whole month, then once we do trade below here, this up candle becomes an ICT bearish order block. Okay, so these two up candles, this is an ICT bearish order block. So just imagine this scenario happening here. So we've gotten the up candle, now we just need the down candles breaking this candle, which would basically form an ICT bearish order block, right? So two up candles, then we broke those up candles to the downside. So we're looking for the same thing to happen here. So just imagine some big down candles, and then if we can get a retest of that, right? So we broke down below, came back up, retested it here, okay? Now we're expecting it to trade lower. So if you can't get on board, again, for this month, then wait, and then you can get on board on the retest just like we had here. Okay, so there's multiple opportunities, but again, we still have the whole month ahead of us, so we should have, plenty of opportunities to execute some trades based off of a short dollar index. So let's move to a weekly time frame. Okay, so you could see that for weeks now, we've basically just been in a consolidation. We haven't been moving anywheres, right? So if we scroll out, this down candle before this push up is an ICT bullish order block. So that is basically a support zone. So now, or support level, not really a zone. And that candle should support price, particularly the high to the open of the candle should support price. Okay, so I'm actually gonna adjust this. If you want to watch any of ICT's material on, order blocks or anything like that, just search Inner Circle Trader on YouTube, and you should be able to find multiple different teachings that he has on them. So I marked out the high to the open of this bullish order block, and you can see price is respecting it as support, right? So really, until we get a confirmation like below that, then we have basically a confirmation that it's going to go lower, right? So since we're still above that, this could potentially go higher before coming lower, but as we go down to a lower time frame, we could see more evidence of why they wouldn't want to go lower. I mean, why they possibly wouldn't want to take it higher before going lower. But either way, we're going to be prepared for both scenarios, right? So if it starts pushing up, then we'll be prepared for longs. Okay, so if we look at this daily time frame here, get this trend line. We have basically we have been talking about this range that we've been in on dollar index. Okay, so this here is the range high, and this is our range low down here. All right. This is Friday's candle, and this is Thursday's candle. So once we came up on Thursday, we traded up into this candle here, which is an ICT bearish order block again, okay, just on a daily time frame, because we're on a daily time frame now. So this up candle, once it was broken like this, any retest of that should hold as resistance, okay? So we've seen that happen here, 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 here. Now Thursday and Friday, we've seen rejection off of that, okay? So that is basically telling me that it looks like they're holding this level here. They don't want to take it back above, particularly this high. All right. So this high here, let me make this a little bigger. All right. This high, as long as this holds, we're expecting further weakness on the dollar index. Now, say we get something like this. Say the dollar finds support and we break above here. Okay. Then we would basically be looking for a retest. Okay, because this will be a break in market structure. Retest of the break in market structure, and then we look for continued higher prices. All right, only if we break this high, but we're not above that, and it doesn't look like they're wanting to do that. Okay, because they're holding this ICT bearish order block, so we should see continued lower prices. So what would our targets be? All right, this swing low right here on a daily time frame would be my first target. Okay. Next target would be the next swing low. And then ultimately we're going for this monthly level here, right? The one that we outlined on the monthly time frame in red. So to know that it's that, we will make it bigger. All right, so we know this is monthly low. All right. So that's ultimately our target, what we're looking for. Okay, 88.25. As we're trading lower, these are going to be our day trade to short-term targets. Okay, but this is a full swing, so basically a swing trade, right? If you were swing trading this, you could place your stop loss above here with your take profit down here at 88.25. But as a day trader, which is basically my style, I'm looking for shorter term targets, and if I still have part of the position, I'll keep it on until we get down here, okay? So if we refine this a little bit more, on Friday, we've broken below the previous day's candle. So this essentially confirms that this candle here is now a new ICT bearish order block. I'd like I'd basically like Monday to trade lower again, possibly even break this low, and then Tuesday we get a push back up into this level for a good short opportunity, supporting longs on foreign currency. So that is ideally my favorite scenario for this, for short positions. So again, really Sunday, Monday, looking for price to trade lower. It doesn't necessarily have to break this low, it would just be better if it did. If we broke below that and then Tuesday traded back up into here or even here, okay, so it doesn't matter which resistance level holds. Wherever we see the bearish price action is where we're going to execute our trade off of. So, if we're on a 15 or 5 minute time frame and we see bearish price action, lower lows and lower highs forming at this level, then we'll enter a trade here. But if we see them pushing up and then we see it starting to show us bearish price action here, then that's where we would basically execute our short position, stop loss above here, targeting this low here. for take profit. Alright, so that's my favorite scenario for this, but again, we just have to watch price and see what we get over the next few days, or over the next day, because tomorrow is Monday. So let's drop down into a 4-hour time frame. Alright, so we got the breakdown below this, which is an ICT breaker. Again, you can look up any of his YouTube videos, and ICT Inner Circle Trader will basically go over, these candlesticks and these patterns. It's not necessarily candlestick patterns, but it's just concepts that he's came up with over the years, and the terminology he uses for them. So this up candle ideally should hold as resistance if it trades back up into here. Now the only thing is these highs up here at 90.60 are relatively equal, and what he teaches again is those are, a lot of people teach those as double tops or double bottoms in the market, and ICT likes to think that those will be ran out before continuing the initial move. So it could be a possibility that since we do have FOMC Wednesday, we could get some kind of crazy move where it just really consolidates for the beginning of the week, spikes up, takes out those equal highs, and then we just see like a massive sell-off. Okay, so that is another potential scenario, but again, we can see it before it happens, right? So if we trade back up into this level and we start seeing bearish price action, then we know, okay, price is more than likely going to want to go lower now, and it'll leave these equal highs in for a bit before having to come back up. So just keep this level on your charts, which is basically 90.15 to 90.30, so about 15 pips. That should hold resistance, but I'm going to take that off my chart because I don't really need it right now. Alright, so now if we look at an hourly time frame, yeah, again, my favorite scenario, just from breaking the chart down now and seeing it on an hourly time frame as well, I really want this level here to break like on Monday or something like that, and then we come back up and retest it, because that's a confirmation of market structure break. We technically have it here, right? So we formed this low, then a high, then a low, then a high, and then we broke this low, confirming a break in market structure. This is on an hourly basis though. This is a daily level. If we get this broken, this will be a daily break in market structure, so it would basically be higher probability for short positions rather than basing your trade setup off an hourly. Again, it still works, but just for higher probability, you want to go off of a higher time frame. So if we break this on Monday, it would be, a really good setup, I believe. Not that I'm trading the dollar index, but to signal that I should be looking for buys in Euro, GBP, etc., because it looks like the dollar index would want to go lower. Alright, so that's pretty much it for dollar index. I would like to see this break, but keep in mind with these equal highs, it could push back up there. We just have to see the price action that we're going to get, and of course I'll keep you guys updated in the Telegram chat. So now let's go look at Euro. Start with a monthly on this one as well. Okay, so just like we had on the dollar index, this is going to be inverse, right? Because it's Euro USD, so the dollar is second. That means that Euro is inverse to the dollar. So if that makes any sense, but basically dollar index and any currency pair with USD and the second portion, then it's going to be inverse. Now, if it's like USD CAD like this, then it's going to be the same, right? So it'll move in sync with the dollar index. But if it's the secondary portion of the currency pair, then you're looking for it to be inverse. And if they're not moving in sync, basically like we seen all last week, we had USD CAD trading lower, we had Euro trading higher, we had dollar index trading higher, like just all kind of crazy price action, then you want to sit out of the markets. And we also had NFP, so it was just not a good opportunity for us to be trying to trade during all of that, and we didn't have clear price action to back it up. So on a monthly time frame, looking at euro dollar, February's candle here, March, we've basically taken out that low, formed a potential swing low here, right, on a monthly time frame. So we've gotten a low, a high, a potential higher low, right, and then we're going to be looking for higher high. So as long as this level here comes in at 21545, as long as that level holds, then we should see continued upside on euro dollar. So if we do break this, then it may want to pull back a little bit deeper before going higher. So ideally, I'd like to see this hold for higher prices. And again, just like the dollar index, we were in the consolidation on the weekly time frame. Same thing with euro dollar. Look at the consolidation we've had. We haven't had anything. Anytime that we get this, again, concept I've learned from ICT, small body candles lead to basically range expansion, where the market wants to expand and get out of there. So small body, small body, small body, then it rallied out of there. So we're looking for the same scenario to unfold with this. So let's take a look now. So again, I mean, there's nothing really super clear. As long as this holds, we're expecting higher prices, but we're just in a consolidation. So until I have a real defined breakout to signify what way it wants to go, so whether that be a breakout up and then get a retest and then it continues higher, or we get a breakdown and then we basically get a retest of this and then look to trade lower. Okay, so that's just kind of how it is whenever you're in a consolidation. And until we have like a defined trend, then there's no real clear evidence. But if you're looking at it from a higher time frame, you can essentially tell the trend. So we're still in an uptrend, and I'm basically expecting higher prices on euro dollar, right? Now, whenever we get to a daily time frame, we can see it a little bit more clear. Inversely of the dollar, we had the same thing happen for euro dollar. So the dollar index traded into an ICT bearish order block. Euro dollar traded into an ICT bullish order block. How do we know it's a bullish order block? Because it's a down candle before it was broken by an up candle. Okay, so any retest of that should hold as support, just like we did here and just like we're expecting it to do here. Okay, so that's basically another confluence of why I would want to go long this pair over short this pair. If you take a look at these down candles too, right here, also an ICT bullish order block, right? It's a down candle before it was broken by up candles. Came down, retested it, found support, rallied away. Came down, found support, retested, rallied away. See, so and it's within this order block here. So it's just multiple things lining up that this is a strong buy level. Okay, so if we drop into a 4-hour time frame, we were basically dropping all week, right? Dropping, little pullback, drop, little pullback, drop, little pullback, drop. Ultimately, until we got into the daily ICT bullish order block, okay? Once we got into that level, it formed a low, made a little high, then it formed a lower low. So this was the final low, okay? And then it pushed away hard, breaking market structure right here, okay? How do we know it's a break in market structure? Because now, so if this was a bearish market and this was a lower high right here, then we made a lower low, and this was in fact a lower high, then we made another lower low. It should have made a lower high and then another lower low. But since we broke that high and we formed a higher high, okay, so we got a high, then a higher high, now we're expecting a potential higher low to form. Where would you anticipate the higher low to form? Basically at the level of where the market structure was broke. Okay, so this high is 226. All right, so 2260. Any retest of that should be a good buying opportunity with your stop loss below this low. If you want to be safe, then ultimately this is the complete I'm wrong level. So if it trades to here, then I know for sure that I'm wrong. But it could, pull back a little deeper into here. This is still an ICT bullish order block, so this gray box could hold with a deeper pullback. But ideally, I'd like to see this level here hold at 2260, which would be the retest of the market structure break, okay? And then as far as my targets, just like on dollar index, I'm basically going to be targeting each swing high, okay? Because I'm a day trader, so I'm just looking for, 20, 30 pips. But if you're a swing trader looking for longer term objectives, then my target is basically 125. It's on a daily time frame. Yeah. Okay, so this is my target, 125. And the only reason that this is my target is because this is the old range high. So, and really my target is this high, which is 25.50. I'm just doing 125 because, again, ICT teaches us just to get out a little bit early. And if it comes all the way up here from where we're at now, that's 300 pips. I'd be more than happy with that. So yeah, that's fine for me. And we're at the ICT bullish order block. Okay, we've got a break in market structure, right? So any retest of that, technically here, if you're looking at an hourly chart, broke the market structure, retested it here, buy. Okay, so you could have even gotten 30 pips with this. So, but since it's Sunday, Monday, I'm expecting it to trade lower early on in the week. Give me this price level, and I'm going to be targeting these highs, ultimately shooting for 125. So that is my Euro USD outlook. And let's take a look at USD CAD. I'm only going to go over USD CAD and Euro USD because these are my two favorite pairs for the week. And primarily I trade Euro USD, GBP USD, and that's it really. But USD CAD and USD JPY, I do trade them occasionally if I see something clear. So if I see a good setup. And with dollar CAD, looks to me like it's ready for a big move down. And if we get that, then I want to be on board that and be trading it. So let's take a look at why I think that. So if we're looking on a monthly time frame, we have this down candle here. Oops. Okay. We have this down candle before this push up, which is an ICT breaker. We've broken it, and then we've came back up and we've traded into it. Okay, so once we've traded into it in March and it formed this wick like this and closed below it, that basically signals to me, okay, anybody who was long this, there's no more strength for any buyers to be in here, is basically what it's suggesting to me. So it's respecting this as resistance, and it looks to me like it wants to go lower, targeting this low, okay, as my first objective. So that is 22.47. All right, so that's going to be my first target. And again, this is a monthly time frame, so that is first target on a monthly time frame, long-term move. Like this isn't something that's just going to occur over the next week. This could be months. We're starting from a higher time frame perspective, so we can understand what we're looking at on a smaller scale, right? So if the market is suggesting weaker prices, then on a lower time frame, I'm going to be looking for sells, not buys, because the higher time frame is telling me that the market wants to go down. So when the market's going down, yeah, we could have retracements or pullbacks, but I don't want to be basically counter trend trading from my bias, right? So you have to start with a higher time frame. And I don't start with a monthly every week or anything. I check it once a week just to see what the candle's looking like. And if you look, so far we've gotten a really nice bearish candle unfolding on USD CAD. So the potential wick of the candle could be in already, and we could just want to expand lower for the rest of the month. Okay, so typically, on a daily or even a weekly basis, I like to just stay looking at the higher time frame levels that are a weekly or a daily, but it is the beginning of the month, and 1 week after the beginning of the month we just had NFP, so sometimes I like to start fresh and just see what we've gotten that first week, and that's basically what I'm doing now. So USD CAD weekly time frame, we had this consolidation here, so which is again like we were going over in dollar index, how it had those equal highs. This is another set of equal highs just in dollar CAD, and you can see that, where's my little stop? Oh, here. So you can see that the market didn't keep those in place for long, right? Essentially, it fulfilled the traders who do trade, double tops or double bottoms, but it stopped and then pushed back up, took those out, and now it's starting to trade lower, right? That's why I never really like to trust it when these are in the market. So if the market was here trading lower, yeah, these are good opportunities to short, but I don't like that this is still up here, because the market could, always want to take the price back up there and then bring it lower. And that is basically what we've seen unfold here. Alright, so this up candle here is now confirmed as an ICT bearish order block, because last week's candle we've broken below it. So we started trading lower, didn't really do anything this week, and then we broke below it last week. Okay, confirmed ICT bearish order block now. Any retest of this level should hold as resistance, ultimately sending price lower to our longer term targets. Okay, as we break price down though, we'll have shorter term targets. So On a weekly swing trader, you can place your stop loss above here. Any retest of this gray box would be a good selling opportunity. Targeting this as your first objective, and your second objective being this swing low here. If we go to a daily time frame, it's a little bit easier to see now. We have, again, an ICT bearish breaker. Down candle before a push up, clearing out the stops. And we paused here, and we were finding some support because it is an ICT bullish order block as well. Once we got below it, it now becomes an ICT bearish breaker. So any retest of that, again, should hold as support resistance and then ultimately trade lower. Now, since we're on a daily time frame, our objectives could be a little bit smaller. Not smaller, but just more realistic in how soon they're going to unfold. So first target for me would be 26.15. And this is how I like to mark my levels, right? Because I typically stay in trades, intraday to maybe a full day, 2 days max, 3 days sometimes. And these levels would be my targets that I'm shooting for. Even if I close out my trade before it gets to that level, this is what I'm aiming for. So I know I'm expecting price to want to go lower with this gray box to hold as resistance. So first target 26.15, second target 24.50. So, and then we're looking for the monthly low, basically. Okay? So keep these levels on your charts, because if we're expecting bearish prices on USD CAD, any push up or retracement higher into a level of resistance should be a selling opportunity for you to look for shorts. Okay? Again, if you look at this, we've just got high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. I'd like to see them push back above these highs here, clear out some of the liquidity, possibly come up into this ICT bearish order block here. This up candle before this down move. Now it could come back up a little bit higher into this one here. We just have to see on the 15 or 5 minute, where do we get the bearish price action. So where is it showing this same scenario where it's showing lower highs and lower lows? Is that unfolding at this level, or is that unfolding at this level? Wherever we get that, then I'll be looking for shorts, and then I'll be targeting these levels here. Yeah, that's the clearest thing I could see, because if you're looking at it on an hourly time frame, we're just consolidating in here. So I'm expecting a little push up early in the week, but if we don't get that, it's completely fine. Once we break this low here, that would be a confirmed break of market structure on a 1 hour basis, and we can use that for an entry opportunity. Trade below it. Any retest would be an opportunity to short that. Okay? So if we don't get a push up higher into our level bearish order block or anything like that, and we ultimately start breaking lower right away, then we wait for the retest, because that would basically confirm this as an ICT bearish order block, and we can hop on board the retest of that, which would also be a break of market structure. Alright, so I think that's it for today's video, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video. See you guys tomorrow.